Hi, my name is Kernveer, and today I'm going to be talking about eating disorder, which is a type of psychological disorder. When my cousin was around 14 years old, she developed an eating disorder known as pica. And people that suffer from this type of eating disorder usually eat anything that they can get their hands on. And usually this stuff happens to be non-nutritious. For example, wood. And my cousin, she had the urge to eat clothing every single day. And this made me interested in why and how people develop eating disorders. I was also interested in how society's pressure for all people to be thin affects how people approach their food consumption. And because of my interest in these two areas, I decided to learn more about a specific type of eating disorder, anorexia nervosa. In this presentation, I will be talking about anorexia, and I'll be briefly touching upon bulimia nervosa, which is a type of binge eating disorder. People who suffer from anorexia restrict themselves from eating and suffer from extreme weight loss. They are often very young and around the age of puberty. 90% of the people that are affected by this disorder are women. Anxiety and perfectionism are both traits that are present in most patients that suffer from anorexia, and these traits play a role in making people more susceptible to developing anorexia. They do not make people vulnerable to anorexia alone, but also other eating disorders. In my cousin's case, pica. Some researchers would argue, however, that these traits alone do not contribute to the development of an eating disorder. Genetics are at play as well. While I was researching, I came across a research article written by Wade Baratini, professor of psychiatry at UPenn. In his research article, he mentions that scientists did a twin study, and the purpose of this study would be to see if genetics were the reason why people developed anorexia. And twin studies differentiate environmental factors from genetic ones because identical twins have the exact same DNA and have correlations that are twice as much as fraternal twins that share on average half of their DNA. So if one identical twin had anorexia and the other one did not, then researchers would conclude that genetic factors do not contribute to anorexia. However, if both identical twins had anorexia, then researchers would assume that this is happening, or anorexia, or twins or people are having or getting anorexia because of genetic factors. He also mentions a study done by several researchers at the Department of Psychology in Michigan State University. In this study, 602 female 17-year-old twins were interviewed and asked for self-reports. It was found that 52 to 57% of the variance in these attitudes and behaviors would be accounted for by genetic factors, meaning that the heritability for genetic factors in anorexia is 52 to 57%, meaning that anorexia occurs because of genetic factors. There seems to be a problem with the study, however. All the people part of the study are females around a certain age, and as I mentioned before, 90% of the people that suffer that are affected by anorexia are women, not 100%. So this sample is not very representative of the population. Also, the sample consists of 17-year-olds. This may mean that the results are not only applicable to female twins that are around the age of 17 and should not be generalized to all people like he does in his article. He generalizes the findings of this particular study. The sample, however, is large enough for him to make conclusions, so that is not a problem. Wade showed that people develop traits because of environmental factors which contribute to the development of anorexia nervosa. He writes that the British Journal of Psychiatry finds, using a sample of 1,897 female twins, that pathological attitudes such as body dissatisfaction, eating and weight concerns, and weight preoccupation show heritabilities of roughly 32 to 72%. Again, same problem as the previous. It said, although it didn't say 1,897 female twins in his own article, when you click on the citation, it says that it's female twins. It's very specific that it's female twins. However, he generalizes it. Also, this is a twin study, and there are other ways to design the experiment and find out if there is a relationship between eating disorders and genetics. But other studies, such as association studies, do not usually have the same results and are, because of this, are often not considered a reliable source. Now, road from anorexic patient to living a healthy lifestyle. As shown by this research, biological factors and environmental factors both have an effect on people and contribute to whether or not a person is actually going to develop anorexia. And if physicians and doctors give patients the right type of medication and therapy, people can live a healthy lifestyle. And these are the citations. And that's a wrap.